This is kind of the first bit that I work on, which is teaching the first principle, relaxation of the jaw. Until I have that, there's really no point in proceeding much further. So what I'm doing here is practicing, in essence, relaxation of the jaw. Now there are a couple of implications here. One is that he remains on the bed, because the only reason that he would not relax his jaw is that he's resisting, and the instant that he is resisting, he is no longer on the bed. So that's why as we go around here, probably after the first week of training, he is perfectly manageable, but he is not completely managed. He's looking around, he sees other horses on the outside of the arena, he wants to look that way, he wants to go that way, and so he comes off the bed and he's no longer paying attention to me. Now what I'm going to do when he does that is essentially escalate things to a halt and then another depart once I have him back on the bed. Once I have him staying on the bit pretty well, I want to go ahead and punch in the commands for the canter so that we can at least establish the controls there. Oftentimes we get this, and this is the first time I've asked him to do it. This gives me the opportunity to go ahead and establish what Boucher called the combined effect. It's the only instance that I will ever apply my heels and my hands at the same time in order to place him directly between my hands and heels. I have to get him to endure the hand and the heel at the same time, and it is the only time that I will ever put any pressure on his jaw, let alone put pressure on his jaw and his sides at the same time. But watch him now, he's resisting, he wants his own way, he doesn't want to be confined between my hand and my heel. But as soon as he relaxes, I'm going to relax, and he realizes that is the only escape from that mental confinement, is to relax and give me what I want. From there, he's mine. It's no longer a fight between us. It is an agreement, and he's listening for signal. There's no reason for escalation at this point. He knows where it goes. He doesn't want to go there. Where it goes is a place that's uncomfortable for him mentally, because as a prey animal, horses are very claustrophobic. They don't like to be in a position where they can't run away and feel like they are confined to a small space where if something ran up and attacked them, that they wouldn't be able to escape. The product of the combined effect is that you get the reward of parole, of freedom, as long as you're following my orders, and my orders will always be reasonable. But you can see what a great change we have now. I'm not just stealing rides on him. I am able to wield him. This is after a couple of months of training now, and we're just beginning his canter because he's just getting strong enough to actually begin sustaining a straighter, controlled canter. And we're also working on canter launches, which will lead us into some other high school movements. But you can see he stops easily and readily. He's easily rideable at this point with one hand on the curb at any gait, and he will direct himself properly forwards, backwards, walk, trot, and canter with one hand on the curb. No pulling necessary. He's stopping on my leg. You probably cannot tell because in the beginning I was using my spurs, of course, if I needed to escalate. By now he's just responding to signal that ultimately he can feel, and probably at about my knee or my calf, before my leg tightens all the way down to my ankle or heel. Now I still call that the leg, but that's what he was responding to, not a pull from my hand.